Just looking into a glass box, and I get that's how, you know, it's like I told you, you just kind of slip into something that you're doing, and you know, I didn't wake up one day and say I want to be a professional aquarist. I mean, just like many other jobs, it's tough to extract money out of that, but you find a niche, you get really good at it, and then you become so good at it that you can do it for other people for money, basically. And so, you know, that kind of ties into, like, my typical client is not what you would call a hobbyist. They're someone that wants this but doesn't want to get involved in this. And obviously, we're sitting in front of a $30,000 aquarium. This is not a cheap hobby on this level. So these, you know, my primary client is not someone that does this as a hobby. It's just someone that wants something like this but doesn't really want to be involved in the caretaking of it. Almost like a living piece of art. I wasn't too sure what I was going to do in college, and so I had talked about this with my family, and I remember it was a dinner at my grandmother's house once. My grandma was like, "You should do this as a business," and it kind of sounded like a bad idea to me at the time, because the whole, you know, don't mix your business and your pleasure. But, you know, I have mixed feelings about that. It's something that some people should look at. If you love doing something, consider it as a job. I started professionally in this industry in 1995. I was out of high school, and this was in the Dallas, Texas area, and I worked at this place for 2 years, that place for 2 years, until 2000. I moved here to the Houston area. My first job here was at the Houston Zoo. I was in charge of their 4,000-gallon reef tank. One of the biggest freshwater fish on the planet is called an Arapima gigas. It almost kind of looks like a gar, but it was about a 6-foot-long fish. And this is a big semicircle fiberglass tank with an acrylic front that the people see. But so once a month I would have to drain it down halfway and clean the glass and stuff inside. Well, there's turtles in there. There's a bunch of fish, you know, about 2-3 feet long. There's the Arapima gigas. And normally those things would just scoot out of my way. Now this, I didn't have to put on scuba gear. This was just putting on like overalls and bringing it down, you know, to my stomach level to get in there and clean everything. Well, I had done that several times before in the past. Well, this time I didn't know, but I had cornered this 6-foot-long fish, and he got this flight or fight response, and I didn't know I was cornering him. I kept moving and kept moving to the right. Well, he just explodes out of the water, and I don't know how much the fish weighs, 75 pounds, 100 pounds. He lands on my shoulder, and it knocks me into the water, and, you know, when something like that happens, freaks you out, I jump up right away. Or I'd gotten water all in my coverall, so I would run to the ladder, and I'm trying to climb out, but I weigh like 400 pounds because I have all this water in the coveralls. But yeah, that was the time that I got attacked by a 6-foot fish. You know, a lot of people have it in their mind that saltwater is more fantastic than freshwater. And I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that visually it's more stunning. But I think at the same time, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do in freshwater. You know, especially if you find your budget doesn't match what you want to do here. There's plenty of cool stuff we can do in freshwater. Discus and stuff like that. Very, very beautiful fish. But generally, saltwater is going to be brighter, more crazy colors than freshwater will be. And saltwater also gets maintained more frequently, costs more to maintain than freshwater does.